That was a blast. Absolutely, that's where I'm at.
Full setup on card.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Josh from Operational Speed Supply here, and we've got a really awesome night ahead. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and give Ben the shout out. He was definitely most in before Chris Brown, and Jeff with the Bing Bong. Braden, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Everyone in here hanging out with us tonight. So let me go ahead and make a minor change here. And boom, there we go. As promised, East versus West epic showdown, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw these folks in the ring. So we're gonna go ahead and give these West Coast guys a little bit of a head start. They were in a little bit before. Chris is not in; he is late, so I'm gonna let them have that and run with it. So bringing in Matt Ramirez, regular Ask Mustang.
What's going on?
Lane Farka. Ghost.
Yo.
All right. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
The smack talk's already begun. The West Coast needs a head start.
Ooh, that's kind of. Oh, Matt's giving us a number one already.
Can you zoom in on it? I didn't make this, but it just appeared. West Coast or West Optima, Best Optima.
Oh, I see where you're pointing at. You're pointing at your sign back there. I thought you were just saying
That's
number
right.
one already.
Oh,
Well, that works too. You know, West Coast number one goes hand in hand.
All right.
all right. So, key question is, what you drinking tonight?
I have a old fashioned with Buffalo Trace, simple syrup, orange peel, add a little smoke to it. So it's 5 o'clock here.
Damn, you went fancy with the smoke.
I did. We had my wife Lisa and I recently got married, and
Congrats.
our bartender lost his job. Thank you. And he's one of the best bartenders in our area, and he makes the best smoked old fashioned with a little bit of chocolate bitters. And so he's been staying with us for 2 months. So now
you're getting top tier drinks.
It's kind of bougie. I mean, he's a Mustang guy, so I'm like Costco spice rum, Coke Zero, because I'm a little fat. I got to fit my fire suit, so you go for the Coke Zero. You know, it's all good.
Oh man! Well, the funny thing is we're gonna bring Tim on. Matt having a minor technical difficulty froze up there for a second. So, is that a sign of things to come? We get freeze up on the track.
Probably. It's probably Chris Brown. You know.
You know what? Chris Brown's known to have the bad internet. Tim,
We're in here, boys. Saw you freezing up already. Got to have one of those fancy drinks. Not me. I come ready. All right. East Coast, Beast Coast. Let's get it. You guys have your
man,
fancy
that's
drinks.
too much.
Do you have? Oh, hold on. Let me. Do you have one of these? Huh? No, you don't have one of these. Nope.
No.
That's a nice trophy. You got one of these? King of the cornhole.
Yeah,
Mine's sir.
mine's a little smaller and a little shittier than yours. Sorry.
Oh.
Let's see. I think I got.
To be fair, I was going to show this one, but yours wins. That's yours still wins. So.
Hey, Tim. We don't need to mention the fact that you were behind a third-gen Camaro at that particular event either, do we?
Right.
Yeah. Well, hey, keep going. What's up, guys?
I got no dog in this fight. I'm not competing this year, so I don't know if I.
The story is where none of these are mine. These are all Lisa's.
Well, this is this here's a trophy from a mini putt in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, there you go.
I guess my family. So, and I beat a 9-year-old. So you guys should be proud of me. So.
That's the way to do it. Did you like club him in the knees to take the win?
I'm not gonna, tell you my secrets, but
God. Oh man. So I've got to say, right now the East Coast is not looking too good because Chris is still not here, and
we don't need him, baby. I'll carry the team.
Dude,
I'll put the team on my back.
You're the team. You're the team. Oh,
Someone
man.
take his Red Bull away.
Just the funny thing is, I can't drink energy drinks, so this is all natural, baby.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
man. He's just Tim is like the Pennsylvania Richard Simmons.
I don't know who that is, Josh.
Man. I have no words.
Okay, take your smallest shorts and cut them even smaller.
Oh, is he the guy that does the
Yeah,
exercise
pull him
dancing
up.
stuff?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
put on
okay.
Josh's
Yeah,
hair
yeah,
from last week. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk Optima. Let's start with you, Matt. Why Optima?
That's a great question. I think Optima offers the most unique series of any of the series out there, where it combines an auto show, SEMA quality builds, but you also have to be fast, but you can't just be good at drag racing. You got to be good at the road course, good at autocross, good at drag racing, show up with the SEMA car. And I think that presents such a challenge to builders, because you have to build a car to do all that well, and know that you're going to have to make compromises, and it's about where do you make those compromises. I think that's the hardest challenge, and what it's not easy to get to the top 10% in the field, but to get that next 10%, that is so hard because we're all fighting, we're all pushing each other, like one up each other on one event. And then Dave Schatz, for example, in the GT class, he'll come in and he'll put more time and effort into D&E the next event. And then you're like, okay, now I got to up my game.
Yeah.
And then you got Lane over here who's building, an LS3. Is that correct? Swapped Porsche LS1.
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 Ooh, man.
It's the mullet, the Corvettes. It's a C5. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So watching guys like Lane over here just go at it online with the, that thing's going to should be a pretty high scoring D&E car, but no, it's a series that you get some of the best competitors, some of the fastest drivers, but also some great tracks. We're going back to Laguna Seca in a couple weeks, and that's one of the most iconic racetracks in the country. So,
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on why Optima in a nutshell. It's Jimmy runs one of the greatest series. I think we always have a good time, lots of smiles, and it's competitive, man. Like that's being challenged to like always figure out how to go faster. And it's a great time. It's a great group of people too.
No, that's awesome, man. So Lane, your thoughts, man? Why Optima?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but this is actually my second year ever racing. Ever. I've never been on a racetrack. Last year, Thunderhill was my first time ever. So if you think of Optima, I know, Tim, this is your first Optima coming up, but if you think of, and you've obviously raced before, but if you think of Optima, I showed up as a first timer, and here I am 1 year later, putting in a ton of seat time and being able to win events. And it didn't come easy, right? It's a lot of work, but what I love about Optima is the fact that it's multi-segment. You get to do road course, you get to do autocross, you get to do speed stop, which some people can say is drag racing versus, how fast you can stop. And then D&E is an interesting one. This will be fun to talk about, but I've heard people bitch about D&E. I didn't get the scores that I wanted, or someone's over my shoulder and they're listening to my pitch, and oh, I didn't get the points for this because I didn't say it fast enough. At the end of the day, you have 4 minutes to talk about your car and, talk about it in a competent level to where the judges have time to understand and comprehend what you said and put it into a score pad. And, last year it didn't click until SEMA when Jimmy said they were doing the SEMA show, right? Where all the cars drive out of SEMA, all the cool builds that are in there. And he said to all of us, that's why we started this series. We were standing here watching these cars drive out. And we said, wouldn't it be fun to go put them on a road course and go put them on an autocross to see which one of these could actually compete? And then the light bulb came on for me, and it was like, oh, that's where D&E came from. That's actually kind of cool. I get that now. It just brings it all together. And I would say D&E isn't everything, right? If you can go out and be a top 5 person in autocross and a top 5 person in road course and a top 5 person in speed stop, you can come pretty close. If it's a middle-sized field, you can come pretty close to, you can win your class still easily. So that's not the end of the world. If you show up, when performance expects you to.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. I didn't realize this was only your second year out, man. That makes Thunder Hill even more impressive pulling the W, man. You were running the top of the field all weekend. I think you and Matt were sitting there beating each other up for times.
Yeah, we were. I actually
Danny Weller.
Yeah.
You guys were all right there just getting after it. So
I think I got Lane in the morning session and then you got sub 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. I went sub 2 in the morning, and then what's interesting, this is something I learned after. Like you don't realize this stuff as a new guy. So if anyone's listening that's new, you kind of reflect on these races and you realize, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because going out in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, I have GTL in the bag if I can make my afternoon session without screwing up and crashing. So passenger with me, we're going fast, but sub 2 minutes because I'm like, I don't need to push it and go sub 2 minutes to get my 157 like I wanted. And then Matt's ass goes out there and runs. I don't think he broke 2 minutes, but he was still faster than me in the afternoon, and it equaled out that he beat me in road course. Yeah. And then I ended up losing a point overall. And then instead of chasing Ryan Matthews by 2 points in GTL, I'm chasing them by 3 points. And you think back, you're like, oh, I was just chilling, trying to get it done. But now, because I didn't think I had a chance or a shot, right? And now you're like, damn, that 1 point may have mattered.
Well, dude, I was up in the tower when you did your initial orientation laps, and you were going full send on the orientation laps. The track's wet. You're coming out of that. What was it, turn 14 or whatever? Just freaking hanging it out sideways. I'm like, damn, dude.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
So, Tim, the Jeff Gordon commented.
All right. That's a lot to unpack there.
We're gonna throw that out there.
That is a lot.
Friendly fire, but okay.
So, Tim.
Yeah.
We've been racing together for a little while, mainly up in the PA area and, Camaro Fest stuff. You've done a few SCCA Track Night in Americas.
Yep.
Now it's Optima, dude. Why Optima?
I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything. Start off SCCA, and then you go to a couple of different locals who aren't SCCA affiliated, and then you're like, everything has its pros and cons, and it's just something else to scratch off the bucket list. I mean, it's always been appealing. You look back and you see all these big name drivers and cars go through Optima series, and you're like, man, I want to do that. And then you get the opportunity to actually do that, and you're like, all right, we're doing this. So getting to Vegas has always been a huge thing for my brother and I. I think we went to SEMA for the first time, I want to say 2017. Maybe it was 2017. It was the first time we went, or maybe 2015. I can't remember, but it blew my mind. Yeah. And then you're walking down Optima Alley, and you're like, man, these cars are wild. And then some of them, you're like, I raced with that guy. Oh, I raced with that guy. So it's kind of just a goal to race in the Optima series for most people. They look at it and they're like, okay, that's a dream, but I mean, you could do it. But then the other thing is, as far as the racing goes, like they said, you have the speed stop, the track, autocross, and D&E, and you got to kind of bring it all together. But like on top of that, your car has to survive the weekend. Like
Yeah.
your car, like not only does it have to be built correct, it has to be built well and be able to sustain the absolute abuse you're going to put it through. Which, and I mean, I've been driving my car back and forth to work for the last 2-3 weeks trying to break in the rear end, you know, before I change all the fluids with red line fluid. And
give the plug, give the plug.
Yeah. But
pointing.
Yeah, red line. So you know, it's and you drive it and you forget, like, okay, this isn't just a race car. This is a street car. You can drive this on the road. It inspected, insurance, registration, and a lot of people you roll up to it like car shows or something. They're like, "Oh, do you race this?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, what's it do in the quarter?" It's like, no, it doesn't do just quarter miles.
I don't know.
Yeah, like you see the 315s on the front. That's not quarter mile built, but So I mean, it's just one of those things. You know, you scratch off your bucket list. It's a dream, and you know, once you're able to actually do it, it's like you better seize that opportunity.
I will say this though, and LS Fest really brings this out. Some of the dudes running LS Fest Grand Champion are throwing a 250 shot of nitrous on their freaking cars and running down into like mid-9s in a car set up to autocross and road race.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at Peachy. The dude is an absolute animal in everything he does. I mean, he just won
took Grid Life this past weekend.
Just won Grid Life. That thing runs what? 10s? I think it runs like 10s, low 10s.
With the arrow.
Like it's insane. So like just building a car and then racing at this level and racing with the people that you know you looked up to, at good guys and things like that. It's pretty cool to do. So
no, that's definitely it is awesome. And having was able to observe, kind of be there in spectator type form for both Sebring and Thunder Hill. I wasn't stressing about getting my car ready. I could hang out with people and just kind of observe. And one thing that's interesting to see is that I did not notice, there's no clicks. Whether you're running GTV or GTL or GT, it doesn't matter. Everyone's just hanging out and having a good time. And you hear them sitting there messing with each other at the same time. Majority of conversations like, hey, what do you think about, this part of the track? And like everybody was talking about Eric Heller's washing machine on the autocross course at Thunder Hill. And it was interesting to see how that played out.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
So Matt, go ahead and explain what the washing machine was for this course, because I didn't get a chance to drive it.
Yeah,
you guys did, so let's hear your guys' perspective.
So essentially, he's giving us an option. So it's kind of like how he throws in the optional slalom entrance. You can go in left or you can go in right.
Yeah.
Well, he's literally adding an entire element where you can go right around a large set of cones, or you can go, which is basically there's a short distance, but you have to shut the car down, or there's a long distance, but you can carry speed. But you can go either way. You have to get around it. And it was like a 270-degree turn from entrance into exit. And, it was probably 50-50 walking it the day before, where people are like, oh, yeah, you got to go left. And I think a couple of us were like, I don't know. I think you want to go right. There, Dad, you have the video? Right, yeah.
Is that your finger pointing in the picture on the phone?
Yeah, I was phoning a friend. I was using a lifeline. Do I go straight or do I go right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So you could either
it wasn't easy, but
I think what was crazy for
I'm
me,
always a distance guy, so I'm like 90% of the time you want to cut distance, and that's what I went into that section going, okay. Right. And I was a right guy the whole time. So
And honestly, watching that and kind of seeing it play out, is everybody pretty much did that towards the end of the day. That's
towards the end. That's kind of how it played out. Yeah.
Yeah, I went left a few times
because it was such a slow section, anyways. That you're gonna shut the car down. We're talking as low as 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know what lane was, but maybe you were 20. But I mean, it was slow.
Yeah.
So I just think adding distance when you're already going those speeds like makes no sense.
Yeah. Eric is known. I mean, his courses are wild. I mean, if you ever get the opportunity to race in Akron drive. Oh no. Inverted.
Guy.
Fashionably late, as always.
Fashionably late. Were you inverted?
No, at this moment in time, I was not inverted. Been there, done that. Didn't feel the need to do it again.
But you did it again on an autocross course of all places.
No, it wasn't an autocross course.
Well, the first time in the Mustang was on the big track.
Yeah, the second time was on the dirt.
Was that an autocross? You just
no. It was not at an autocross.
Was it not?
No.
The rally cross.
No, it wasn't. Well, it was kind of
turned
a
into
backyard
one.
rally cross. I'll put it that way. We have a local, let's just say, test track at a buddy's house where it's a figure eight in the sketchiest, most tight, like tiny area you can imagine, and that's where that happened.
All right, so we're gonna address a couple comments real quick before we let Chris redeem himself for being 20 minutes late.
Hey, I said I would be.
All right, Christine Unitas. So yeah, everyone loves everyone. That's why they stick with the series. And we hung out with them in Sebring. Awesome family.
Yeah.
Christine and Emil are both amazing people, and their vets both look just awesome. And next time, if you haven't talked to them about their cars, talk to them about their cars. In fact, we probably need to bring them on here to talk their cars because they're just really cool. They've got a really cool story about it. So, Christine, you and Emil, we'd love to have you on, and if you can make it, please let me know, and we'll have you guys on because we'd love to hear the story about your guys' cars. All right, Matt Bacon says that people make the event awesome.
Yep.
And Christine says phoning a friend, too funny. All right, it all comes down to the exit.
Oh yeah.
And I would agree with that. All right, and then this is from our buddy Hector. He is living it up in Cabo, Mexico.
It's an assignment.
Rough.
Yeah, aviation guy. He's
What kind of assignment is that?
yeah, he's aviation guy teaching people how to do better aviation. You know what?
The better aviate.
Yeah. You know what?
More gooder, error.
Exactly.
Robert Weathers asks, "Where's Dave Schatz?" Good question.
Oh, Dave Schatz is listening.
That was a good question.
Is he listening in?
Yeah.
He said he was going to be, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, we got a few folks watching on the old Instagram. What's going on? It takes me a little bit of an effort to follow up with this, so if I don't respond to you immediately, I apologize. I am checking comments on that. All right, so back to what's going on. Chris, we ran around the horn talking why Optima, so we want to hear from you. Why Optima?
So really, I think what it kind of boils down to is I had some friends that were running it, obviously like Val, obviously Matt had been running it too. I'd known Matt through Mustang circles just for, I don't know, years now at this point. And it just always kind of looked like fun. So it was just kind of one of those things where I just said, well, screw it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's go do something different. Seg came to join me here. But yeah, it was just, I don't know, it really just kind of came down to being something fun to do. And then last year doing it for the first time, I just really liked the combo of the events and the people. The type of event is just, it's different than just a race or just an autocross, I guess, because you do get the track time. You do get the speed stop, which is a different skill set than autocross or, being out on track. Yeah, it's kind of similar and applicable, but it's different. It's hard to know the same tow truck drivers from opposite ends of the country.
That's coming from the Iceman, dude. That's coming from the Iceman, Paul Brimmeyer.
But yeah, it just kind of is just one of those things where it was like, again, I had some friends that had been doing it. And then really it kind of came down to Scott Bowers and I just saying, hell with it. Let's do it this year, man. And we just decided it was time to do it. So 2023 was the year. And we both kind of obviously fell in love with the series because Scott's going to be, he was supposed to be with us in Sebring, but had some unfortunate business issues with just not enough staffing. He runs the business of Ron Francis Wiring. So it's just difficult when you don't have enough people. So he wasn't able to make it with us, but he's still planning on doing Summit Point. So he'll be at Summit Point with me. I tried to convince him into Road America again, but he just couldn't make it happen with the family time he needed to make happen this year. So
no, that makes sense. I mean, you guys had quite the commitment last year, and he made it out to SEMA, and you guys, I mean, you guys all carpooled out there, kind of.
It was
convoyed.
Awesome. That was one of the coolest things too, actually, so Scott was hospitable enough to basically convoy with me and let me stay in his RV at both of the events that we went to leading up to SEMA. So, I mean, that was part of the adventure, both being East Coast guys, just traveling together. We made specific road stops together. It was fun, you plan out a road trip, you find a landmark and you just go, and it's just something cool, something you never get to see. I mean, I saw parts of the country that I never thought I would have gone to. And really it's all thanks to the Optima series.
That's awesome, man. Definitely awesome. So Matt, Tim in the background has said that he doesn't give a crap what you've done to your car. He's going to whoop your ass. What do you say to that?
Wait, what? Hold on, wait. What did I say that?
I just realized you're talking about me.
Good luck.
Bring a friend.
Yeah, no, I mean, we built, my dad and I built one hell of a Mustang, and
that's for sure.
I mean, we're not scared of any, whether it's Lane's fancy 991 GT3 or his LS1 or any 5th gen, 6th gen Mustang, or not Mustang, 6th gen Camaro.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know that.
We'll take on anybody anywhere, man. So bring it, and that's why I love the OUSCI, because it really is the meeting of the best of the West meets the best of the East, right?
Yeah.
You can't hide anymore from your own circle, your own coast or whatnot. So it's a blast every time, and I love competition, man. The better our drivers get, the more exciting it is to watch.
Yep, that's for sure.
No, it definitely is, and I think that's something that's been brought up. We've talked about that before. It's like if you want to see how good you are, like if you're running SCCA stuff, you got to get out of your region, because everyone's running the same courses, they're all similar. Like whoever's making the courses, they're going to be similar every time. Like
True.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going back to the whole get out of your region thing. I mean, racing at Steel Cities, we have some very fast drivers in Steel Cities. We have some fast drivers just in Pennsylvania in general. So anytime I go out west, I know that it's an automatic podium for me, So it's,
Oh wait, was I not supposed to laugh out loud? Sorry. Wait, I haven't been.
No, but but seriously, you see different elements. You race against different drivers, and everyone has a different skill set. And I mean, if you're racing locally and you only race in your one area, get out of it. Go somewhere. Go 20, 30 minutes south and find a race, and you'll see the level of competition, and it's fun, honestly, going different places and just seeing what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of interesting too. You get out of your region, you see what else is out there. You're going to see a different type of, a bunch of cars and things like that too. Like what I've noticed is that some regions you'll have everyone drives the same thing. It's kind of weird, and Chris and I were talking, and Chris was talking about how, Henry Ford kicked Porsche's ass in World War II once before, and it's not beyond it to happen again. So
it's meant to be.
I mean,
Josh, can you start a poll on here for people to vote? Is that a thing?
I can't start one on here, but I can start one after the fact. We can do a post.
I know.
Wait, I'm sorry. Which?
Oh, wait, let me throw this out. I know I'm a West Coast guy, but I think we need to start a poll to get Matt to come to Road America, because I just looked at the registrations, and there's 21 GT cars. So I mean, that is the throwdown. Matt, I'm just saying, Hey, I'm your
That is
host.
that.
There's 3 guys I know of that are bailing, so that's 3 spots we can slide you into. I
Mhm.
know.
Hey man,
Matt,
the
get out of
problem
here.
is I have a couple issues. One, again, I said in the beginning, I just got married. 2, our honeymoon's in May.
Perfect.
And
Honeymoon in
3,
Road America.
This is June.
I just need a ride. I need someone to tow my car.
Hey, I have
or not even just tow my car, just ride shotgun with my dad, so we can get my car there and I can fly in.
No problem.
then maybe we can make it work.
So Brandon Hurst, who has the Plaid, has a 4-place open trailer that he hauls
Really?
his car on. I'm hauling Shots' car out. We're two-man in it. And then he's bringing 4, and he's got 1 extra spot. So all we got to do is get it to Utah.
Well, if Brandon's listening, then let's talk offline and
All right.
let's see if
Yeah.
I like it.
Let's make it happen.
I
Then.
really
That
hope
track
Lisa's
was
not listening though, because she's gonna kill me.
Well, she might. Is she racing at Crow's Landing this weekend with her family? She may kill me first.
No, she's
Okay, good.
She's like she's laser focused on the honeymoon right now. You have to understand. Like we put so much time and effort into our wedding, and it was an incredible day. And now it's like, all right, are we like? There's less than a month left before we leave. We're going to Italy, so
wow.
we're focused on that. Well, I'm focused on Optima, which is the weekend before our honeymoon, and she's just like laser focused on the honeymoon. I'm like, if it wasn't for Optima, I'd also be there. But you know, I want to perform. All the top West Coast and no coast, some East Coast cars are coming out to Laguna because it's Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
And so, that's my main focus right now. But yeah, I am going to an F1 race though. We realized the Imola Grand Prix is 2 hours away from where we're staying in Florence.
You almost have to do that. Yeah.
So we're like, I only realized this like 3 days ago. We bought tickets 2 hours later. So
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
go my first F1 race. So we're looking forward to that.
See that I had an opportunity to go to the Bahrain GP and I didn't do it. I was in Kuwait. The flight would have been easy. I was right there, but I never did. So that's awesome, man. Paul Brimeyer has given some words of advice.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's
too
point.
funny. That's too funny. All right, so let's throw this question up for debate, and we'll let it go how it goes. Why is West Coast faster than East Coast?
They're not. Answered it. Next question.
I'll start by just saying we have more all-wheel drive cars on the West Coast.
So you need a
especially
handicap.
You
That
can't say handicap anymore.
not that they're faster in every element, but they take points away. And so that alone, not only do we have, I do agree, we match up pretty well against the East drivers in every class. Starting with Outlaw, we have easily one of the fastest drivers, period, in Duke Langley.
Mm-hmm.
And you put him, he matches up obviously pretty well against Peachy, right?
Yep.
And who doesn't want to see that battle? I don't know,
Yeah.
I would pay.
Do you
money to
have
see
a
that.
Do you have
Yeah, I
a
wouldn't argue
gutted Cobalt SS?
Oh, he's bringing up the cone ball.
Where's
Oh,
Jeff at? Bring Jeff in here.
Where is Jeff?
he comes in for the top rope.
All right, so let's
But
flip
go
this.
back to your point. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so let's flip this. All right. So what it sounds like to me is that you've got competition in the form of cars that are really hard to match up. And so it tends to give you a bit of a point fit when it comes to overall for the year.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we also have
All
a
right.
two-time, Bob Sobey alone is won it 2 years in a row, I believe.
Yep, 2 years in a row.
So, I mean, we already have the number one driver in the series. And
Yeah, I mean, we have, let's see, we got Dave, a 17-time NASA national champion. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of those.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. So
That's not
but,
bad.
he tried to hold all of his trophies one time. Like, 8 hours took out of himself.
All right, so Adam Benaway keeps bringing this up, and I think we might have to look into this.
Ooh,
The rental car challenge.
I like it.
Know somebody.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of us that would sign up for that in a heartbeat, man.
So
Tim, you know where we can get a couple old Crown Vics?
shit.
Yeah.
That actually that would be pretty funny. Turn it to the Crown Vic challenge.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's flip this question. Why is the East better than the West? Christine already threw out there the West being better than the East. I mean, so
Humidity? Chafing? Wait.
It's performing well in adverse conditions, I think is what you were trying to say.
Yeah. I was saying, going to a course walk twice instead of 5 times on the West Coast. Could you get some?
Because you're miserable by the end.
Yeah.
we got rained on the whole time. All right, so Tim, why is the East Coast faster than the West? Why is it better drivers?
That's a good question. I don't know everyone's like track record. You know what I mean? I don't know specific people, specific championships.
Well, Matt and Lane are fast as shit.
What the heck? Oh, okay.
Who are they?
Tim's
Well,
like
been talking to him for the last 37 minutes.
Listen, I got nothing right now. That's why Chris is here. He's supposed to be helping me out. You know, this is a tag team thing. Tag him in.
Well, Dave Schatz just joined in, so he's in here. So now you guys.
Oh, hey Dave, we weren't saying anything bad.
I know, I was just talking about all your trophies 17 times.
Massive stack of trophies.
missed
Yeah.
Tim said that even though he's never raced at Road America ever, he's gonna whoop your ass.
First lap out, one and done. All day.
Josh is speaking on Tim's
I never
behalf.
said
That's
that, by the
great.
way. I never said that.
I mean, he definitely did. I was here.
I heard it.
Oh man.
What's up, Dave?
Nathan Purd. He says that lanes in Utah, there are plenty of minivans there.
Oh,
Make this a minivan
everywhere.
competition.
Assault vehicles. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so right now, Dave, to catch you up, we're all trying to talk Matt into making Road America.
He's doing it.
He's going to do it.
Robert Weathers, he's commenting. Michael Levitas is making a comeback for the East Coast. Ooh.
Hey, what happened last year? I'm gonna go
Is
look
he
at it,
now?
actually.
Michael,
What happened when Shots went to VIR? I didn't look. I just know that he went out there.
Dave, what happened when you went to VIR? He's watching. We'll let him chime in. So, all right. So Tim and Chris, you guys are both registered for Road America, Summit Point, and then VIR, correct?
I am not going to do VIR, just with some life things that we've got going on right now. So unfortunately, I will not be going to VIR, but I am doing Summit Point and Road America still, and obviously have Sebring from February.
Yeah. All right. So you'll end up okay. And then Matt, you and Lane are both doing Laguna Seca.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you doing Portland?
Yep.
I am also doing Portland.
Okay.
You know, Laguna's going to be interesting. We have you got the big guns coming out. You got Faulkner. Don't forget about Faulkner, right? Faulkner won the GT class last year. He's working some Black Magic and Pixie Dust under his hood right now. I don't know who's been following the old Facebooks, and
I've seen some stuff.
I heard he's shooting at the door of 4-digit horsepower. That's all I heard.
Holy cow.
yeah, so he's a West Coaster. He's got the sticker on his car. Better watch out. We'll see what happens, but you gotta watch out for old Augie. He's sneaky.
I was gonna say August has had my number. I think the last 4 events. I have not been able to clip John in quite a while, but we'll definitely be gunning for him in a couple weeks here. But man, I mean, you got Jake Jackson, John Faulkner, Dave Schatz, Brian Riley. Also, I know he's doing a bunch of work.
Yep.
To his car. And so just the GT class alone is going to be one to watch. And then there's the GTV class. Depending on who shows up, obviously Brian Hobob, and
I don't know if Smitty is registered for. I think he might be. I'll pull this up.
Yeah. Pull up the event.
Yeah, let me pull up there. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, so what I was getting at while you're pulling that up is when I was talking about Faulkner and about, Matt, you're going to be there, some good redemption at Laguna Seca. But, Dave, he's done a lot of stuff to his car. I've raced with him, 4 times now this year at SCCA at Pro Solo. And in the Pro Solos, both of them, he made it to the finals of the Super Challenge. He annihilated Cam C. He was beating SSP Hoosiers. Yeah, I mean, so I know that he's had a pinch bit of a diet, whether it's off his body or off his car. You guys can make the guess, but his car is absolutely dialed right now. So we got horsepower on one side, dialed on the other. Matt's coming in off of a win. You got Barnes over on the west coast or east or Texas. I guess he's on the Texas coast. Waiting to come in.
Texas coast.
Texas is the coast.
You've got East, you got West, you got. We gotta get the Midwest guys their own little thing too. It'll be
then we got
four corners.
Whatever that. Yeah, the middle. The yeah.
Austin Barnes is obviously a force to be reckoned with for sure, but he's not signed up for Laguna that we know of.
Ooh, all right.
But he definitely is a force to be reckoned with. That's for damn sure. That eco boost, that thing rips, man.
So Tom Farrington and Mike Dapkus are heading out east. I know them from out
west.
Here.
You mean?
Yeah, they're heading out west. Excuse me. Those are the only GTV guys that are heading out there. Let's see.
The Smitties aren't heading out.
Nope, they're not registered for it. They'll be at
Speaking of
America.
Smitties, did you see the third Smitties Corvette?
Yeah. Dude.
It's got the
First car
transmission, the BMW trans in it.
So
that's the third gen for middle Smitty.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you got big Smitty, you got middle Smitty, and you got little Smitty now.
Yeah, you got all three taking on up
there.
Man, I'm looking at this registration list, and I just see that big blue OUSCI invite next to Matt's name.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so Austin Barnes is not registered for Laguna Seca. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's see who from the East is. Not many coming out from the East. So Dave is obviously registered, but what's funny about Dave is he made the trek east to go to Sebring.
He did. Yeah.
And then he put on a clinic, man. He was running lap times on par with the TA2 cars.
Yeah.
I'm like,
absolutely.
That's what Dave does. Yeah.
Dude, and not only that, but his splitter, he'd come in to turn 17 and the splitter's like so Dave does he's throwing this out there. Road America is the perfect place for an early showdown warm-up for SEMA. Honestly, looking at Road America registration, it is a pretty solid mix of both people out there.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
For first time.
Active.
You know what's funny is like Dave calls it active arrow. So, I fully expect a phone call from Tim after. He's like, how do I get me one of them torque storms?
Hey, I did that to Chris last year when I had a Camaro. I was like, yo, after SCCA Nationals, I'm like, how do I get in that?
Yeah. But yeah, Tim, I mean, I won the first timer award at Road America last year. Can another OSS driver do it in 24?
I mean,
I don't know.
We need to.
Well,
we need to make some happen.
Is Outlaw up for that? Because Jeff's there too. So
I don't think so.
I don't think
Outlaw, no.
Because it's
Something
based off
bringing it
of
home,
total
boys.
points, including D&E.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
No,
so
yeah,
that wouldn't be. Let's see who is going to. So Danny Weller's gonna be at Laguna Seca. He put on a freaking clinic, man. Holy
Oh,
crap!
yeah.
Danny's got a lot of laps at Laguna. Most people don't know in his SS days back, from years ago. Last year when he ran Laguna, Matt, I don't know if you remember, but he was one of the top, if not the top car, like behind Duke. I think he was, and he was in a GT car. He was not in an outlaw car last year.
That's right. He was in the GT class.
Yep.
Mhm.
And he was
Danny with that new wing, and he's really gone 10 tenths into the outlaw class.
Oh yeah, dude, that freaking car is insane, man.
It is ridiculous.
Just listening to it start to pull off the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, so and then looking at this, I'm pulling for my boy Mark Golovan. He's going to be at Laguna Seca.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There we go.
He's going to be in 50 Shades of Grey,
Yeah.
in Outlaw out there. That's a wicked car, man. That's a really wicked car. And Mark is just a phenomenal driver. That dude. We took his vet down to Sebring for him to run, and the vet's bone stock. We've got 10.
Don't kill his chances at D&E later in the year.
No. Well, he ran. Well, so he ran that. It was stock, other than the wrap and a few little things like that. But he's going to be running in Tom and Val's 50 Shades of Grey out there for there. So that's why he's an outlaw class. But he was running mid pack, like overall mid pack. In the vet, and it was freaking stock, literally stock motor on 4-year-old rivals.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah,
they were 19 day code rivals.
Yeah, dude, they were 4-year-old rivals on the thing. And I'm like, we brought the car down to the shop. We did a good once over to make sure the thing was ready to go. I checked it out. I'm like, all right, man, let's have fun. Threw in a couple tow hooks to make it Optima legal, and he went out there and ran mid pack and 4-year-old rivals in a bone stock Z06. So Mark's a wheel man. All right, guys. So we are finalizing. We've got the rules and everything written out for this fantasy. The Optima Fantasy League. Yeah. So the next thing. So basic rundown is you're going to be able to pick 5 drivers, only 1 per class. You're going to have $100 to build your team, and we're going to tier it to where the best driver in the class, and it's going to be based off how they're doing this year, and then how they're doing, how they've done in the past, other events they might have won, things like that. So, like, even if they're a rookie this year, but they've ran NASA or SCCA stuff and they've done very well there, they'll be worth more than, somebody that's not ran much, right? The best drivers in those classes will be worth $40, and then down to be the cheapest driver would be $5, like the most inexperienced or whatever. And so that way you can't just stack your team full of a bunch of hot shoes. You can get 2 people that are going to be legitimately top tier drivers, but then you're going to have to, go down the line, for whatever reason.
That's cool.
So that's kind of how we're looking at running it. And then the winner, we're going to send a swag bag out to. So you'll get a sweet little hat here, and we'll send out coffee cup and a shirt and whatnot. That'll be for the winner of each event. But we'll do it for we're going to start this. We're going to roll it out for Laguna Seca. And then from there, we're going to do it at each event, Portland, Road America, Summit Point, VAR. And then I think we're going to figure something out for SEMA, but it's going to be a little bit more than just a little gift pack. I think we'll step it up a little bit for that end of the year deal.
That'd be cool.
You guys pretty much threw out comments last time we did this. Everybody was together, and that's where the idea came from. So any thoughts on this, on ideas, since we're all here open forum?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do we win? What's the trophy? Who's taking home I know you're gonna have a little swag, but there's got to be some kind of like Tim's little cute little trophy he brought up for his.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Losing. Yeah,
Golfing.
Losing fantasy football, I think is what he said.
Losing. Now that was for beating up a 9-year-old at mini golf.
Yeah, it's just as bad.
Yes, for taking out some 9-year-old's knees on the 9th hole.
Tanya Harding is coming back.
Actually, Tim, like one of the trophies you do for UMI, that would actually be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be. The other thing too, I was thinking too. Tim brought his King of the Cornhole belt out. We could make an
Cornhole rings and belts.
Yeah.
It has cup holders for your beer.
Oh man, dude.
Dang.
For 99 cents.
Wow.
A hell of a deal, actually.
Dude, he's
I was gonna say,
Robert Weather's going thrift shopping, man.
I'm sold.
Dude, he's gonna go pop some tags. Shit, it was 99 cents. Oh man. Brian
I'm just gonna
Riley
have
has
that
thrown
ticket
himself
in my
out
car.
for $5.
Hey, I think what you need to do is you need to talk to Jim and Jimmy and say next year we run this for the whole season, and whoever wins fantasy at the end of the season gets to be the guest commentator at SEMA with
Yeah.
Optima Jim for the event. You get to
That
show
would
up,
be really
sit in
Oh,
the trailer
man.
with them, and you pick the best driver, so you're going to be up there talking the whole time.
That's
Yeah,
actually a
that's a good
really good
point.
idea.
That's a
You
good
should talk to
point.
Jimmy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? If Jimmy wasn't on a plane to the land down under with,
The whole team.
Yeah.
Australia Optima, I would hit him up right now about it, but I think he's a little out of reach. But
Yeah.
we've thrown it into the airwaves. So when he gets back, we'll throw this idea to him.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I think it's a great idea.
I had a blast commentating with Optima Jim when we were at Thunder Hill. He's like, "Hey, hop in the car." I'm like, "Right on, man." I tend to, Lane, you're from Utah, man. I grew up there, so I growing up watching the Jazz. I brought out my inner Hot Rod Hundley announcing skills.
Harry Carey. Right? I throw on Chris's glasses and be like, Harry Carey's coming. The Chicago Cubs. Listen, today we got Matt Ramirez up on the blocks. He's racing against Chris Brown.
Oh
It's
man,
great.
that's good. All right, so Lane, fortunately or unfortunately for you, I don't know how you want to look at it, being in GTL class. Matt, Chris, and old Timo Timmy here are all in GT class. So, I mean,
That's okay with me.
who's gonna take the cheese?
Well, I mean, Matt's already got his invite, so.
Are we talking for the event for the year? Are we talking for an event? What are we talking about?
Well, let's go for the year because Tim and Chris are
Season
both up
points.
for another couple of events. So let's go on the year, man. Is Matt got it in the bag, or is he gonna have to watch behind it? Watch his rearview mirror and see.
I think Matt's got on his beer helmet, but instead of having cans of beer in there, he's got little like the bikers with the little weird mirror off the side. He's biking in the bike lane, but he's kind of half in the riding lane, and he's kind of winning, but everyone's drafting him right now. Drinking Red Bulls and those little gel shots, and they're letting him take the win. He's got a shot. He's got the car for it, 100%. We all know that, but he said it before himself. There's a thick field coming in behind him with Faulkner and Shots and Jake. Like Jake, right? He may go outlaw, but Jake always jumps in there and steals points from people in autocross and speed stop, and every point's going to matter. So I think the end of this year it's going to be wild. Oh, and Austin. Sorry, I left Austin. I saw Robert's comment. So I mean, I left GT. See my Camaro up here, fully built, right? I was still a top 5 car at Portland on road course.
Yeah.
Raced against Chris SCCA Nationals last year.
Yep.
And I left with my tail between my legs, and I said, okay, I'm going to go to GTL. That sounds like.
Ooh,
And
dude!
then I realized,
Wow,
wait, we got
Dave.
a
Okay.
micro veer over here. That was a bad
Hi,
idea.
Dave. Okay, I like Dave. I like Dave.
Yeah.
They still
There obviously won't be any
one of those
Camaros
cars,
on the
though.
podium either.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Somebody has to be on the podium. So
Someone's gonna be there. John Faulkner's calling it SEMA 1 and 2.
We'll see.
I'm going to throw this out there. So this is from Sean Hayden, and he's from Paducah. He's one of our guys here. He's fast as I'll get out.
Paducah, Kentucky?
Paducah, Kentucky. He asks, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Yes.
The cheddar, are we talking like the cheddar dog, or are we just
Bratwurst.
Oh yeah, are we talking like a good broad, or are we talking
Like a beer brat?
yeah? What are we,
Nah,
The
man.
Chicago dog, we dressing it up? How we doing?
this is like loves, like it's been on the spinner for a couple hours, or what?
God, dude. One of them sweet 7-Eleven gas station dogs. It's all like shriveled up and
Oh hell yeah, diesel dog.
3 a.m. dog at 7-Eleven. You'll only eat if you're hammered.
Those
No.
are the best
No.
meals on the road, brother.
Oh, man.
Oh man. All right. So, guys, it's been a blast tonight. I don't think we figured out who's going to win anything. I think we just talked a lot of smack. So
It's way more fun that way.
I know it, man. I know it. Dang, dude.
Oh,
Ooh, who wrote that? Robert or Austin?
Yeah, that's Robert.
that's Robert. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like,
Robert on behalf of Austin.
Oh
okay.
man.
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah,
forgot about Blevins.
dude. Jonathan Blevins is coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, that's the other one, right?
He's the
Oh yeah, we don't even know what he's doing.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Yeah.
actually very
I know
true.
he's like the 3-time GT champion,
I know.
but he's ran into some mechanical issues the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
I just think Jonathan Blevins is having too much fun building his off-road trophy truck.
Side by
he's
side
running
trophy truck.
The side by side, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Blevins?
God, man.
I think Blevins has more trophies than arguably almost anybody in the series.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Them
but-
orange Mustangs. I know. Robert agrees.
I'm just I don't know. I'll support it. I'll support it either
Hey,
way.
but at the end of the day, I look forward to racing with everyone. I mean,
Oh yeah.
first timer, dude, it's gonna be a blast. Like my head's gonna just be spinning. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
But
I think it's going to be a great time. I'm excited about this as well.
It's gonna be a riot. Yeah.
Hopefully I'll make an appearance at VIR in the old M86Z. It's currently completely torn apart right now, so we'll see. I mean,
put it back together. What are you doing?
That's what everybody says.
I'm
when
waiting
I
right
told
now.
them,
I'm
Johnny
waiting on a
Guy,
house to sell. Like, all my fun money's tied up in a house that needs to sell. So hey, if you guys want to move and relocate to Tennessee, I got a great place for you. It's got a big shop. I've got a lift
Can
in
you
it
be on the
already
East
for you.
Coast?
Yeah, you can help the East Coast guys be a little bit faster.
Whoa, Chris, why are you talking crap on
Chris,
yourself?
whose side are you on here?
Yeah, dude.
Josh,
I'm just here for the fun. That's all.
Josh, do you get a sponsor invite?
No, not for the level at which we are.
I protest.
Nah, man, we're gonna rock with it, man. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna try to get out there at VIR and run, and hopefully, Chris should at least come down and hang out that weekend.
We'll see. It'll depend on how things are going with my life at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it, man. 100% get it. In the meantime, though, Chris has got some. He's got, everybody's talking about all this little work they're doing to their cars and everything, and Chris has got a few things up his sleeve right now. I've seen some of the behind the scenes pictures, so we'll announce that stuff here soon once it's done.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Right.
no better experiment car than Chris. If Chris was an Army or an Air Force guy, I would say he needs to like re-theme that car to look like an F-18.
Darth
P51.
Vader.
P51.
Yeah.
P51.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. That thing's a beast.
The car's looking good,
I
Chris,
saw
man.
F52 last year.
Thank you. Yeah, we put Jeff, Tim's brother, put a ton of work in on the paint on that this year, and the car needed it. I mean, we all know that car was the previous owner. I mean, he was hard on it. It was a race car, so now trying to kind of get it back to looking pretty and all that stuff, getting it ready for the Optima series. But yeah, between Anderson Composites and all that, and obviously Jeff over at Gordon Automotive Specialties, he did a killer job on that thing. So.
See what Chris did there? He just gave himself a little practice run for his D&E.
Boom. He just mic dropped his.
Wow, this guy's good.
Wow.
Boom. All right, guys.
Gotta
Self
practice
tattoo,
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah, dude. Oh man,
There's room for OSS right here, Josh.
Yeah.
Farka,
Just so we're
hell
clear.
yeah.
let's do it. I actually, you know what? OSS right here. We'll
Dude,
just
I'm
use
in.
the T-shirt
Face tat.
as the outline.
I'm in. Say less.
You'd be like
But-
Iron Man, when he gets his the thing. I don't remember what it's.
Okay.
Dave, we're gonna be on. We'll be back at it every Monday. So we're going to be. We do this every Monday at 7, and we'll bring various people on and whatnot. Here in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Yeah, 2 weeks from today, we're gonna have Dave Sharp from Forge Line on. So that's gonna be
Awesome.
that'll be a good show. We'll talk wheels. We're actually it's not just gonna be hey, the Forge Line wheels are sweet. We're actually gonna talk some construction education on wheels and why they're important, things like that. So it should be good. We just lost the Instagram stream. We went over time.
Ooh.
It's up to an hour.
Fancy.
Planning
Sorry.
to have Jimmy on at all?
What's that?
You planning to have Jimmy Day on at all?
We'll have it. So we had him on at the beginning of the year. We're going to bring Jimmy back on. We talked about doing it mid-season and having him come back on. We'll do kind of a mid-season check on things. We had a really good show with when he came on, and we announced our support for the series and everything like that. And then Dave wants to get him to throw a set of wheels for the fantasy winner.
Yeah.
Well, now we have to take it real serious. Damn.
Oh man, that the problem with that though is then it's going to turn into a fight. Like you're throwing in a set of forge lines. I mean, people are going to brawl.
Yeah.
But no, we'll get Jimmy on there, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a really good time. So we're gonna finalize these fantasy details, and we'll get this rolled out by the end of the week. That way, people can start getting their driver picks in and whatnot, and we can kind of push for that. And then we'll brainstorm something for kind of a big end of the year. So,
Cool.
Were you planning on posting the details on their Facebook?
yeah, we'll post it to the OSS page, and then we'll cross post it into the autocross operators group, and so that'll get it out there. Brian Riley says there's no sandbagging for fantasy. You're 100% right. Your picks are in. Oh
I
man.
like it.
You gotta put your picks in by Thursday before?
Yeah, we'll set it up to where it'll be Thursday before the event. So looking at the calendar, that's going to be May 2nd will be the final date to get your stuff in. So we'll get it rolled out by the end of this week. We'll try to have any updates to it about a week prior. That way it doesn't, people don't forget about it and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, man, it'll be good. We're excited about this. So
Yeah,
It
it'll
should
be
be
fun to get people that are not at the event involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
now you have a vested interest to pay attention throughout the whole weekend and whatnot. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Well, it should,
Yeah, I've got some
honestly,
local
it should
friends
drive
that'll-
people to watch the live stream.
yeah.
I mean, on YouTube and for what's going on as they're tracking, how their drivers are doing. If it's not
Yeah.
just racers doing it.
Yeah. No, and Optima Jim does a good job with that live stream and
He does.
talking to people and whatnot. He's very active with responding to comments and things like that as people are out there driving and whatnot. So I think it definitely would be a good thing to try to get some more interest outside of people that are actually racing. So yeah, Christine, we definitely will. I'll let them know. I know that him and I have had a couple conversations on stuff like this. So I sent Jimmy a text message after the last SITREP where everyone was going crazy, and he's like, "Dang, dude, all right." I'm like, "So we're gonna run with it and have fun."
Oh yeah.
But hell yeah, guys. Well, we've been on for about an hour. It's Wonder Boy's bedtime.
It
Past
is.
is bedtime.
I know you guys on the West Coast are a little bit. You're still probably looking at daylight right
Behind.
now. So
You still gotta have dinner, man.
I know it, man. I know it.
That's
So-
why I was late, because I was trying to have
3
dinner
hours
after
ago.
doing a ton of yard work.
I got D&E shit
Mm.
in my car before I leave to go race SCCA.
I've
I've
got
got my
a
car
lot
in
of that to
California
do.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Heck yeah, man.
I've got a lot of that to do too.
Yeah, we need.
Stop it. You're giving me anxiety. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't have anxiety for your first time. Get into it, kind of figure it out, and that'd be my advice for anybody watching is just get into it, get the vibe, get the overall feel for the event, then start making the changes that you want to make and changes with. I've made a bunch of changes beforehand, and it actually led to some issues at some of my earlier events. So just go get the vibe, get
Scale
the then go from there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And I'd say
I do need.
I
do need
kind of
different
just threw
painting, though.
needless money at my shit and realized, oh, what I just threw at it didn't actually help me.
Yep.
That was stupid. Why did I do that? I should have done this because it would have got me 10 million more points in D&E than that.
Yep. Exactly.
There's changes.
No.
Yeah.
When Chris rolls out in 25 in a Camaro, we'll definitely know there's some. Oh man, Chris Fitz.
I love it. I love it.
Jeff's
Yeah,
coming in. Jeff finally started paying attention to this.
Like I said, there's a reason my car gets a good amount of TV time back in the day, just because we're usually working on it nonstop. we have fixed that issue recently, so it's definitely been more.
You guys ran a hell of a run at Thunder Hill, so
Yes.
but
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks again for coming in and joining with us, and we'll be happy to have you guys back on down the road too. We'll maybe do another recap midsummer or something with you guys on there. Do another East versus West and see where everyone's at and see how the fantasy league's looking.
Yeah.
But on that note, guys, be safe out there. We look forward to watching you run here in a couple weeks. And
Hey, Josh, real quick
Yeah.
before you go.
yeah,
Keep doing this. This is good. This is good for the series and everybody. I know, I just threw my ear pod in the last time you did this when you were going over all of the results, and then I threw in the Optima podcast when they were going all over the results, and it's just fun to watch all the back and forth, and it's bringing a lot of awareness. And I think every time you're getting more and more people watching it. So keep it up, because I think this is a breath of fresh air for the things we're out doing. It's fun.
definitely. Moving forward, we want to get more drivers on here and have more drivers on here. So that's the big thing. Just let people talk their experience, their way of getting into the sport and having fun with it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to have fun and have a good time with everybody, and that's kind of really what we want to see happen. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, guys. And
Yeah, we all
Just
love
want
the
you to-
series.
Hey, you know what? I'm for any coast, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to come back because we need to get breaks, or I don't know.
It's true.
Some
Red line fluid.
Sweet
I'm just
shot.
getting those plugs in there for my fantasy picks. I should only be like $8, so it's nice and cheap.
If you pick me, I actually have to give you money.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
That's money. Here, we're gonna throw that up on the big screen. Hold on. There we go.
Put that down. We get it. All right.
Full screen.
But we just needed to end on a high note,
Oh man, that's too funny. Jeff Gordon says fantasy picks are only fans. Maybe both.
Good Lord.
Maybe both.
Somebody take his keyboard away. Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody take that boy's keyboard.
Did you say
Only
OnlyFans?
back in his hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a
man.
tough one to get started too, to be able to afford race car part. Oh wait, we're not.
Wrong podcast. Wrong
Yeah,
podcast.
wait, wrong one.
Optimal after dark.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Only
Right on, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay.
Sounds good.
later.
See ya.